104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula And Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning.
Houston, Texas. It's Monday. It's January the 13th of 2025 at 6:01 a.m. with Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And today is the official anniversary of the birth of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Oh, it is. 13th, yeah.
January 13, 2003, 6 o'clock a.m. We opened the mics, and it was just me and Ryan in the room and a girl we had just met. I did not know Eric yet.
I was doing
Eric
it from Dallas.
Yeah, I didn't know that though. Ryan was talking to Eric behind the scenes because they knew each other in Dallas. I'd never met Eric.
I'm like, I didn't know what Ryan was doing. He's taking all my stuff and saying, hey, I brought all this stuff, guys.
It wasn't quite like that. I was pitching for you from day one. So a little history lesson behind the scenes here. Eric and I were friends. We worked in the same office in Dallas. Different radio stations, but it was, like one of those big companies owned different radio stations.
They all hang out.
And I just always knew that I wanted to work with this guy. I was like, wow, he's really got it together. And
How often did y'all interact, though? Because a lot of times in those cluster radio things...
Like every morning and afternoon, or we go to a bar.
Before or after the show, and then we would go out and get a drink.
Were the studios right next to each other, like the doors?
We shared the same production studio.
Oh, okay.
I'd come in earlier, because our show started a half hour early.
Got it.
He'd come in.
Okay.
And put his Homer Simpson drops in there and stuff. I remember. Record the night before, whatever happened that night.
Yeah, the show.
And then now you could go to YouTube or social media.
Oh, yeah. There was no YouTube back then. But it was really, it was an instant, camaraderie. And then when, Roula and I got thrown together and started working, I was like,
you guys didn't have much time either.
No.
They wanted us to start a week earlier, and I go, what are you guys, crazy? We don't even know each other.
No,
we don't know
not
what
at all.
we're going to do. Do you want to just throw us on the mics for no reason? Now we know what their master plan was. That's why they wanted to throw us there. They didn't care.
Yeah, they're like, just...
But anyway.
They were setting us up. I mean, it's like one of these movies where you're set up to fail. They just wanted to put a show in there.
Like Major League. Remember that lady wanted the team to suck so she could sell it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted
Or
the station
Ted
to
Lasso.
win, but I don't think they really cared about who was in there.
They didn't expect us to take off.
They did not expect us to succeed the way we did. And
wanted
then
that
we got
other guy.
replaced. And then we've been here ever since, which is great. So we have two anniversaries. Today is the first anniversary because January 13th is when the Roula and Ryan show name actually premiered in Houston. But on July 24th of 2006 is when we premiered on KRBE. So we've been on together as a show that has existed for 22 years.
Wow.
And we've been here. This is going into our 19th year?
Oh, my gosh.
18th year.
37th year.
37.
Feels like it, right? When you wake up this morning that much.
But I was just thinking, it's weird. I did not know this was our anniversary. You've got this unbelievable memory.
And
Well, it's the birthday of the biggest thing we've done in our lives.
was it actually
How
a
do you not
Monday?
know it?
Was it a Monday?
It was a Monday,
So it was-
January 13th, 2003.
But I was thinking about it. It was weird. I was feeling all nostalgic driving in. I was thinking, my God, we've shared so much together throughout the years. And here we are.
You were feeling so nostalgic this weekend. You sent a picture of Christina. We were like,
Oh, yeah.
It was so weird. I was just...
Why do you say it? And I miss having her run the
Yeah,
board.
God, I
It was
miss
so
her
weird.
so
No, I
much.
did not. I even
Sam's
included
nothing
Sam
like-
on it. I put a little joke. Behind the scenes, we'd always laugh. And
She was so organized.
we would take a group photo when Christina was doing Sam's position. Every time we'd take a group photo, Christina would push herself out in the front, and she was blocking Roula and look at me.
Or the arm would be in front of Special K or Eric.
Yeah.
I mean, or
the
Ryan.
arm on
Yeah, that
her
was
hip,
funny.
the hand on the hip, and it's to smush you away.
And that was,
Smush you
the
away.
picture was, actually the picture was taken
Let me look.
for a former Channel 2 personality who gave us the favor of being on the end of the picture so we could easily cut him out.
Oh, really?
And it was just us. Yes, because that guy was in the picture.
He was?
Yeah, so we cropped him out.
Oh, I had the cropped out. I never saw the uncropped.
Yeah, he was at the end, the guy with the hat, Ruben.
Oh, that's funny.
I asked her, she's near Anaheim, so she's safe from the fires.
Christina
that's
lives
good.
in California.
So I was talking with her
Yep.
Friday.
It was really scary. This is one of these things we could do a topic sometime, how social media ends a friendship for you. But one of my buddies on Facebook was like writing stuff. Oh, it's all hyped up, whatever, just liberal, this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I said, my daughter had 3 of her close friends lose everything. Their house is burned down. I FaceTimed my daughter, Faith, from her balcony, and the sky was orange and the smoke, and she's having a problem breathing. And thank God my daughter's okay. Like, they contained it in that area. But I'm like, it's very real. And I don't understand when people make comments and say, oh, they're getting what they deserve or this or that.
Social media, everyone's
I'm like,
Everyone's a keyboard
everyone just shoots their
warrior.
mouth off.
how can you take delight in somebody else's
People have
suffering?
done that for years, Ryan, for hurricanes and tornadoes.
Yeah, but Florida
when
and
it happens
Texas.
to Florida and Texas, people who don't like red states are like, oh, wow, they get what they deserve because, whatever.
Just dumb because it's everybody. We're just
I know,
we're
people
all
are just
humans.
We have
Yeah.
a platform for the hateful comments that actually get acknowledged, and when before we didn't have that.
And that's why I feel bad for the people out there because it's like, they see the celebrities, but there's a lot of just normal people out there. Like that 91-year-old guy we talked about last week.
Yeah,
He's not rich or famous. He just happened to live there for 50 years.
Yeah,
Like got a
60
house
years, 70 years.
After Vietnam or World War II or something. I don't even know how old
Right.
he'd be right
And
in
he has
between
nothing
there.
now.
Yeah.
So for every celebrity you're seeing that is representing something familiar to you that lost their house, there's probably, 3,000 people that are not celebrities that have also been displaced.
Yeah.
So really what does happen to a town when it has been, it's one thing when we have, like when we had Harvey and there were so many areas that were devastated with the floodwaters, but there were still pockets that were not. You could still find a grocery store to get you something.
Yeah.
Well, this is a new thing for me to see that there's entire cities that have been decimated by fire where there's nothing left. You can't, they're just like no man's lands now.
It's at the drive.
It's like apocalyptic. Like where are all those people going to move to? It's not like, well, my apartment burned down, so I'm going to move to the one a mile down the road. Well, the one a mile down the road is also burned down. Like they're all burned down. Like, the
People
whole
don't
little town is
understand.
burned
It's like,
down. It's so crazy.
You are, a collection of all your memories, your experiences, and when all of that's been just erased instantly, how devastating it is.
It's the same as the flood, right?
Yeah.
Like all those people who lost everything in the flood, they had to start completely over. They lost their wedding albums, their baby pictures, their parents and their grandparents. Like,
See that guy get his dog yesterday?
stuff. No.
We gotta get the audio of that guy.
Oh, I don't know about
the
this.
next break.
We'll have to try and find it.
The dog he thought was
Missing?
for 5 days, and he went up to the house.
And he was there.
And all of a sudden he's like yelling for the name. All of a sudden you see this little dog. It's like a 15-pound dog.
Oh.
Yeah. I think there's a place in
Shih Tzu or
Houston
something,
that rescued over 300 dogs that were in California because obviously there's no place for them.
Yeah.
Right.
So
everything
that's
burned
insane.
down.
What about
300.
animals? Even like what lives in the from
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yours
wildlife.
to wildlife
Absolutely.
stuff.
Or all the animals that ran away because they were so scared.
Yeah, think
Those
about
kind of
that.
videos
Find
just
them?
make me
But
weep.
this guy's. You have to pull it up, Sam. In the
I'll
next
try and
break.
find it.
I think I saw it in.
I don't know if I want to cry this morning though, Eric. Can't we just talk
But it's
about
happy
it?
tears. It's a reunion.
No, it's his voice is like. It's like a high octave. He's so
Yeah.
excited. You're like.
That's great.
That's awesome. I like seeing
And then
positive
somebody lost her
stories.
son. She said she couldn't pick him up.
What?
Right?
He like
How old was he?
like 25. I think he's got
Her
something.
adult child had special
And
needs.
She said she had a broken arm and she couldn't lift him. But I'm like, that sounded kind of fishy. Like I was reading the tweets, people were like, I don't know, I think something else
Isn't that
happened.
bad that we all have to become that way? We're all so
my
jaded
God.
now.
Because
that we
I'm sorry,
think
if I
there's
have a
always
broken arm, I don't
motive.
care. I'm dying with my kid.
Yeah.
For sure.
If I'm going to find a way, I'm going to live through the pain. I know it's pain,
Oh my goodness.
but I'm going to find a way, whatever it is.
With everything, there's the despicable, looters. It's one thing when people are looting after a hurricane or a tornado because
championship.
things have been thrown around or somebody winning a championship. Things have been thrown around, but they're still intact. But you have people looting the burned land.
Yep.
And this one guy was dressed as a firefighter looting.
No way.
Yes. And the guy that was the representative on the news story said he saw this firefighter sitting on the curb and asked him if he's okay and then realized he's handcuffed because they had caught him looting and he's not a firefighter. He just got the jacket from somewhere and that's how he was like, "Oh, I'm going in here to check out this." But he was what are you stealing from a burned down to ashes, nothing, dust
All they think
property?
is rich people, so
Maybe
they're going to find a
jewelry.
safe. There's a safe they
There's a
open.
Rolex.
Some guy had like 20 rifles, like 10 pistols when they opened the door.
Oh, wow.
And that sleeve.
Good
and
grief.
ammo, that's
That's
survived.
expensive. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, there are a lot of houses that you have seen in some of the shows that maybe have become your favorite that are gone now because of these fires. And now there's a new list of what doesn't exist anymore, and some of our current shows that are filming now. Here's your official weather for today.
Okay, it's actually going to be really gorgeous. Remember how Saturday was? It was just so pretty. It was cold, but it was really gorgeous. Lots of sunshine. And then yesterday was kind of, blech. Well, it's back to the nice stuff today. A lot of sunshine. Looks like a high of about 60. Right now, 41 degrees and 6:11 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
From the big screen to the big house.
Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. We've got a lot to give away today, a lot of action happening on the Roula and Ryan Show. You know, we just did a Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo weekend. We gave away tickets to the rodeo as we got the reveal of the lineup last Thursday night into Friday morning. So we just gave away tickets. We've got more tickets today between 9 and 7. There's a rodeo sounder of the day. Every day it changes. And between 9 and 7, when you hear it, if you're caller 104, you get tickets to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. So at 8 o'clock this morning, we'll reveal what the sounder of the day is that you need to be listening for. We've also got Monster Jam tickets today. The Harlem Globetrotters are going to be in town.
Oh, cool.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
I wish you could put them together.
Monster Jam.
You're playing basketball in the back of
Around the truck.
the back of the truck,
Yeah.
the bed, and all of a sudden they go up.
And you know, speaking of the Harlem Globetrotters, I'm going to give the 6 o'clockers a chance to win those tickets right now, really. It's 4 tickets to see them at NRG Arena on Saturday, February the 8th. The dunks, the alley-oops, the long shots, and so much more. It's super fun. So just make it simple. If you're caller 10 at 833-390-KRBE, we'll hook you up with some Harlem Globetrotter tickets, you 6 o'clockers. Thanks for being up so early.
Take your kids to that, and that's like a lifelong memory. I can remember as a little kid, my mom and dad taking me to see them.
I never saw them. I always wanted to.
So fun. I saw the
afford it.
classic.
I got to
Curly
play
and
with them.
Meadowlark.
Oh, yeah, you were on the team.
I was on the court.
Were you in the Generals, though?
Yeah, I was on the Generals.
Kevin, you were a general?
Yeah.
What year was that? Was that with our
It was
show?
here.
many years ago.
It was here, right?
Yeah.
At KRBE, not when you were in
There's
the
a
other
Toyota
guys.
Center, too, right?
Yeah.
Did you suit up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I embarrassed myself in front of thousands of people.
But
Still got
they
uniforms.
chose you. Was it like a whole team of people that don't have basketball experience and like 3 guys maybe that did?
It was just me and Dana.
Yeah, they picked people here from Houston
Right.
to play with the Generals. Like, so you're on the bench, and they get you in there for a few
minutes.
minutes.
It was just about a minute and a half.
to do a bit.
Thank goodness. It was
That's
a bit.
fun.
That's so funny.
Like throw
But
water.
they tell you beforehand, like, okay, this guy's going to spin circles around you. Just stand still.
Pretty much.
Oh, my
and I was like,
gosh.
yeah, basketball, I can play dumb naturally.
Like, man, you're so good at that.
Caller 10-833-390-KRBE. You'll have a chance to see the Globetrotters. At 7:40 this morning, we have a family meeting, here on the Roula and Ryan Show. It's our anniversary today. If you're just waking up and tuning in.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
So, yes, we started the show January 13th of 2003, and today's our anniversary. So we have to have a family meeting at 7:40. But what's the family meeting about? I mean,
They're usually serious.
well, we have to bring it to the forefront. Something we've talked about behind the scenes, and we need to bring it to the table to discuss with our radio family.
Yep, their family.
So, yeah. So you got to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you've been keeping up with what's happening in California, right in the opening break of the show, Eric was talking about this reunion that happened with this man who found his dog, who for 5 days thought he didn't have his dog. And he said the audio was really unique. So we have the audio. I have not heard it yet. Let's hear. Well, what's the scenario?
So
you
the
set up?
setup is he is using a reporter, it seems like, to go back to his house to kind of like film it and document.
Right.
And they finally show up to his outside of his house, of his gate. You can see that his house is completely burnt, and only standing is his gate.
It's like
And
locked or something, right?
Yeah, and he has a dog squeaker toy. So that's what you're going to hear. So anybody that has dogs, yes, your dogs are going to get perked up real quick.
And this
then-
guy's voice is kind of high pitched.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
So just.
But
you
just
know.
imagine someone
The
walking up to
emotions,
their house
yeah.
that's completely gated and seeing your house completely burnt down and looking at the driveway to try and
Now, we
find
don't
And the
know-
dog has been missing for 5 days.
We don't know the dog has been found at this point.
Yeah, and we don't know if this guy, like, maybe he couldn't leave work to get home and they blocked it off. Like, I don't think he just left his dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I didn't
Like-
find any more
Well,
information.
this
everybody's
guy's-
always got a troll like, whoa, why'd you leave your dog?
Well, think about it. A lot of people were not allowed to go back to their neighborhoods because the fires were too close. And they even would say, like, we have pets. I go, sorry, we're not letting anybody pass this barricade.
You know, can't let you die.
Right. So let's hear the audio.
If you climb up and he'll go under, he's gone under there.
It's your daddy.
He's running that way down the.
It's Tika Tika. It's Tika Tika. Hi, Bubba. How's the fire? Oh,
comes the fire.
Oh, honey! Oh my God, you're alive! You're alive! Oh, honey! Oh,
He's been holding her.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
yes!
You can take him back.
Oh,
I
thank
gotta
you,
go to
Jesus!
the
Oh, thank you, God! NBC, where's NBC? Where are you, Liz? Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, thank you. Oh, God Almighty. Oh, Jane. Oh, Jane.
You okay? Do you need...
Oh, he's behavioral. He's behavioral.
So he like collapses because he's so, you know what I mean, like
Overwhelmed with
overwhelmed,
emotion.
exhausted.
The
And
dog
then
or the man?
The man laid down on the ground
dog's like,
with
"What
the
the hell
dog.
of a time?"
And the lady that he was with went to go and like, you know, touch his shoulder to see how you're doing. Like, are you okay? And that's when the dog went.
Oh, wow. Wow,
That
that's
is
amazing.
heartwarming.
Well,
It's like a win, you know. You lost everything, but you're just looking for some win.
Because that's all that matters in
Your
this
baby.
life is your loved ones are safe and sound.
Stuff's nice to have, but
It's just stuff.
So, the two of the famous TV homes that have been destroyed along the line of all these different areas, like little set things that aren't really they're not like named things. You know, like they show scenes of like a general area on a TV show.
Yeah, they
go
do
into
the exterior
scene.
shot.
Exterior shot of a house is different than just showing a scene of a New York street
Okay.
or an LA neighborhood. Those, we don't know where those are. We don't know what that is. But when you see the exterior shot of a house, people for years have been going to, quote, famous houses to take pictures in front of them. Most iconically is one of the what do you call it, the Painted Ladies in San Francisco where the Full House is.
Mm-hmm.
They had to put a sign up and be like, can you just not? Can you just not? So if you watched Succession, the house where the Roy siblings were shown strategizing during season 4 has burned down. And the estate that was used as Gene Smart's side mansion on Hacks is now gone.
Oh, really? I love Hacks.
Dang, that was a nice
That was a big mansion.
It's gone now. And that's still an active show. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll write that in when they want to do an exterior shot of a different mansion. Like, I don't know what's happening.
yeah, they probably won't acknowledge it this season.
Yeah.
Oh, no, probably
They're
not.
recording or they're it's in production right now.
Oh, it is.
Jennifer Garner was in the news last week because Ben Affleck, you know, he bought that $20 million mansion after he divorced Jennifer Lopez. And the story was that he had gone to Jennifer Garner's house to seek safety because his neighborhood was going to get the fires too close and everybody had to evacuate. And Jennifer Garner has kind of like survivor's remorse almost because she knows so many people that have been affected. And she has been lucky enough to take people in and help people. But this is what she was talking to the press about.
How has it been for you? And I know you lost a friend.
I did lose a friend, and for our church, it's really tender, so I don't feel like I should talk about her yet. But, yeah, I did lose a friend who did not get out in time. And, you know.
Well, how has it been for you just to see all this?
It's just, my heart bleeds for my friends. I mean, I can think of 100 families, and there are 5,000 homes lost. I could just write out a list of 100 friends who lost their homes. It's just like, I feel almost guilty walking through my house. Just, you know, what can I do? How can I help? What can I offer? What do I have to offer with these hands and these walls and the safety that I have?
You know, one thing you can do, you can actually call the Red Cross. I've been reading about this on all the different websites, redcross.org, and you can specifically leave money, donate money for the victims. You can also text Red Cross to 90999. That's 90999, and you can make a donation.
At 9:20, we'll talk to Marco, I believe, from Red Cross.
Oh,
I was talking
fantastic.
Friday to get somebody to come on with us.
Representative.
To tell us what they're looking for, what they need.
Yeah, because again, like I said, when we have floods here or hurricanes here, there are little pockets of town that are safe havens, and you can go there to seek shelter. When the fires happen in an entire area, didn't the shelter also burn down?
Yeah, they have to do it farther
Never
away.
even thought of that.
So our friend Ellen Kay,
Yes.
she used to be with Rick Dees in the morning, and she has her own show in L.A. I saw she was showing me videos of they have people lined up like what we had here. Remember, just open your trunk, get your water, get your clothes, get your stuff. You know,
it's interesting.
It's not just
how-
all millionaires that lost their homes, people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Just let
these
you
are
know, it's not
everyday people have lost everything. But isn't interesting how, you know, when you have a natural disaster, it can bring out the worst or the best in people.
I like to look at the best. Like I see the negative stuff, but majority is good.
Somebody that
You know what
met
I mean?
somebody in this disaster is going to get married where they least expected it. You know what I mean? Like, we were running from the same thing and we ended up at the same place to get the bottles of water, or this was the person that was helping me get the safety and the shelter or the water and the clothes.
Yeah, it's
and
a bond
who knew?
disaster.
Like, it's
Trauma
interesting.
bond.
Like, wow, I would have never known you if this disaster didn't happen. And here's the bond we have for life now. It's just interesting stories. All right, coming up next, the cheers and the jeers of your weekend. It was a very nice Saturday. It was kind of a dreary Sunday, but I kind of preferred
Nice watching the Texans play.
Whoa,
Oh,
yeah.
my God, the Texans. Go Texans!
Screw you, Rex Ryan.
Wow, except now we play the Chiefs. Okay, so if we beat the Chiefs, we're winning the Super Bowl. That's my word.
And there's a question about that, too, because our friend Tyler Fry does mornings at KC. And he's like, do you guys want to do a bet or something? I'm like, usually we're not into that type of thing, but I know Rula will be in Kansas City in a few weeks.
Yeah, on Valentine's Day.
You could make a bet. You could pay it off, you two.
Oh, between her and
What? That's asking us to make a bet of the Texans versus the Chiefs when the scales are so not balanced in the right way.
I know, it's like really not fair. It's like,
no, thank you.
It's like, I'll make a bet with you tomorrow that the sun's going to come up. I'm like, okay. I mean, of course, I would love it if the Texans beat the Chiefs, but I've watched the NFL season. I know what the referees do.
Like the bet should be like, it can't be even bet.
No, there's got to be I don't know. What's the handicap that they...
Because at least the Super Bowl, you're on a neutral ground.
Right. This is going to be in Chiefs Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, yes, on Valentine's Day, I'll be on the Roula and Ryan show, but I'll be broadcasting from the Kansas City studio because I have to go to Kansas City that weekend. And I figured, okay, well...
They put her in a dunk tank.
Oh, God.
Negative 2
The freezing
degrees.
cold snow.
Kansas City fans.
Here's Celebrity Scoop!
We'll be right back on the Roula and Ryan show.
It's KRBE. Let's go. Back to Roula and Ryan.
They're the cheers and jeers of the weekend, the highs and the lows.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I had a pretty fun, basic weekend. And some of those are the best. They're basic. I mean, nothing too exciting happened.
We'll start with you then. Go ahead. What you got? What's your cheer?
Well, I feel like my cheer is I learned something from a mom, from some parents this weekend that it just in our conversation about our kids, I was like, oh my God, I should do that. You know how many times your credit card number gets compromised and then you have to chase around what you connected to your credit card? Like,
yes.
Oh no, that's going to go unpaid now because that credit card got compromised. I forgot that was auto drafting. Yeah, this one mom told me that she and her husband have one credit card that they keep in a space where neither one of them will use it. They don't use it to do online purchases. They don't use it for anything physical in person. They put all of their automatics on that credit card and it just stays in that one place so they know that that's the one that all the automated debit's coming from.
That's a great idea.
That was a great thing to
is.
learn because I go, that is a really great idea because how many times have I been totally burned where I'm like, oh no, I got a call from so-and-so that we haven't paid
But
them
for
because
me, I like
that
to get
card
all
changed.
the, like for airline points.
The point.
Yeah,
You
put
can do
everything
that.
on one.
Open a credit card like that. Open a credit card like
But
that.
I want everything I do.
Absolutely everything on that
I don't
card.
want 2 cards.
I know.
Yeah.
I tried to do that and get the companion pass on Southwest, and I was like $15,000 away.
No.
I
guess it just
Just bought
depends.
something, Kev. So you get a
I wasn't about to do that.
I
Just
guess
go
it
buy a new
depends.
truck.
If you travel a lot, then that would be a good idea.
And the other thing I learned this weekend is, remember last week I brought up the Mahjong situation?
Yes.
I learned how to play Mahjong on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I don't know, should I invest in this? So I bought a really basic set, like probably the cheapest you can find, and we were playing over the weekend. And guys, game changer on screen time. My girls, all they wanted to do this weekend was, Mommy, can you teach us how to play this? Mommy, they probably played.
That's
awesome.
My daughters and I were up to like 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday with my niece playing that. And then yesterday in the afternoon, when I was out running errands and my husband was home with the kids, I asked him, what are the girls doing? Thought they were probably on their phones or talking to their friends. No. They were at that board game. So I was like, oh my God, how long is this going to last for? This is great.
Not long.
Board
but
games, no screen time.
Turned into an 80-year-old woman.
Those are my cheers.
Yes.
My cheers
So
are like little
cool.
tiny
That's
wins,
awesome.
little
good.
tiny victories.
Go ahead,
Next.
Ryan. What do you got?
It was all cheers. It was just such a fun weekend. My sweetie, she works so long, like her hours, it's like I feel guilty because I get home early in the day and it looks like I don't even work at all, but she's working all the time. And I just thought, let's do something a little bit different. So I got tickets to go to Hobby Center, Book of Mormon.
Oh, yeah. Kevin loves that.
And it was so funny, y'all. I mean, just laughed and laughed. And you know me, I mean, I only started watching musical theater because my daughter was in it. But I
Before
actually...
that, he used to thumb his nose.
But now,
I did. I enjoyed this. I opened myself up to new experiences, so we went and saw that. And yes, in Houston, we have no manners because before they're doing curtain calls, everybody's trying to rush out the door.
That's so weird that
they
we do
don't
that.
get, stuck in traffic. But overall, that was a blast. And then something that I haven't done in a long time, figured if I'm going to have pizza, it's got to be good. So we went to Star Pizza
Oh, yeah.
last night. And
really
I was
good.
like, I got to do the deep dish. Got to do Chicago deep dish.
Yeah.
We'll call it deep
good.
dish. Let's not get crazy. But
I know. It's not legit Chicago.
Eric, you're a Chicago guy. You were born in that area.
They have good pizza.
And I will
though.
say, like most Chicago people, we have tavern style pizza. We don't. Deep
What does
dish
that
is
mean?
it's thinner crust. Just type in tavern style images.
I'm going to Google that right
When
now.
we cut it, it's cut in like little triangles, little pieces and stuff. It's not like New York where it's like one big triangle. It's like little pieces.
Yeah.
All right.
How would you stack up, like, say, Star?
Star pizza's really good. I enjoy it, but I like their thin pizza too.
Yeah, she got
Like
the
their
thin
style.
crust. I got the thick
But,
crust.
I mean, it's good. It's good. It's not like.
It's
what I
not
get.
not Chicago.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
how
she's
can
saying.
it be, right?
Right.
But yeah,
exactly.
no negatives. It was just a wonderful
good.
weekend.
It's good.
I mostly have. Cheers with the Texans. Yeah, baby, that was awesome.
That was exciting. I was like, go, let's go. I
this
left
guy-
the house, Eric, when it was 6-0 them.
Oh yeah, they were.
And then they were showing all these dumb highlights about the last time the Chargers won a playoff games against the Ravens in 2018, blah, 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 blah. Go, just shut up.
Once he
and
did
I
that
went to run
play,
errands when I came back, they were
once
winning.
CJ, when the ball went past him, and it bounced and it went into his hands, and then he was going out of bounds, threw it, and it was like 40-yard throw that just energized the team. And they kept those guys down. When it was 6-0, it could have been 14-0. So like the defense is on point. If our offense doesn't screw up,
The
So
final score was what, 32-12?
was it 10-12? I can't even remember.
I think
I
it's
don't remember.
32.
Oh,
I just knew it was a
believe.
good. It was a blow.
The ESPN Rex Ryan, he's one of the blowhards. So the Chargers got a bye week this week, saying that's an easy win.
Oh,
and so
God.
he had apologized yesterday. He's like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Dang.
So it's pretty funny to see him because everyone was
Backtrack.
trolling him and stuff.
32-12 was the official score.
And then the jeers I have is what the hell is going on? I went to 2 places this week to get steaks, medium rare, and I swear to God, they were like, one was well done and one was like medium. I'm like, how could you screw up a steak? And this one place is like
paying attention.
Yeah, but hey, it's about cheers and jeers. Not about nobody
Sure.
died in my family. I'm good. But steak problems when you're spending a lot of money on a steak.
Yeah, you
and so
wanna make sure it's right.
I took it. They took it back. Oh, I said I don't want it. I said because this place is expensive. And then yesterday for lunch, so I'm like, I never get my steak. I'm just looking for a steak. So I got a steak there, and it was still good, but it was like, oh man, especially the edges. When the edges look like they're
Crispy?
well done, like inside, you know you're in trouble.
So what'd you eat instead of that steak that you sent back?
Just pasta.
Oh,
Like
They didn't offer to make you another one?
They did, but I'm like, at that point, I already had the.
Everybody else is done
They
with
were
their
making
meal.
they were making the pasta with that cheese wheel
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
thing,
cool.
so they were already doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I going to wait?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
just have
right
the
here
pasta.
in front of me. I might as well eat
so
that.
I went from having a nice big steak to just some pasta.
And
I
it
felt
is
like
a
I
gamble
felt like
to
a
send it back.
6-year-old
It is a gamble to send it back.
with my chicken
Eric.
fingers too and my pasta.
My
Right,
tenders.
you're right. Because if you send it back and they tell you they're going to bring you another one, that happened once to my husband because he wanted it rare.
And everyone's eating it, just
And
ruins the.
It was like bleeding. And he was like,
yeah.
okay, I'm not saying anything. This is like barely cooked, so we're going to just tomorrow on the
I think
recook.
I saw it
it'll
move
get
on the
cooked.
plate.
On the recook tomorrow, on the heat up, it's going to get
And I was
cooked.
going to go to work today. My car was dead, so I had Ubered here.
Yeah, how interesting is that?
Made it just in
Ubered
time.
to the Roula and Ryan show. Maybe you can talk about that.
I'll give you a
driver
lift
later.
home, but you cannot eat in the car like you
come
normally
on!
do.
You guys have a McDonald's and let me eat, Kevin.
I finally so I drive a Toyota Tacoma. It's a 2007, so I haven't had a car payment in a long time.
Nice.
So I finally saved up enough to get it the next level up, which is the Tundra. Ooh, and so but I went and I test drove it. No.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
It was not
Because
for you.
I can't see over the steering wheel. It's Kevin needs a high chair.
Are you for real?
Y'all, it sits so low. I mean, the seat sits so low. It doesn't have that doohickey that make that brings
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
So, but however, the cheers were in the same lot was a Chevy Trail Boss lifted 1500. This sucker was a badass beast, and I drove it, and I can see over the steering wheel. I never wanted to go Chevy, but here we are. I love it.
Because you've had a Toyota for so long, you
I've
thought
had
you
it
were
for
a Toyota
so
guy.
long. I know how they come together. I know how to fix them.
Right.
But I also know that my mechanic told me that the Chevy Trail Boss would be great. So now I'm looking for a lifted Chevy 1500 Trail Boss
You want
or
a
a
pre-owned
GMC.
one.
But there's no.
Yeah, definitely pre-owned. Girl, you can't afford that in 2025.
There's no Tundra that has the.
The seat that lifts up, maybe,
They don't
and
have that
a
in,
different trim.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
Maybe the one
Yeah.
you're looking at. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I was looking at one that had like an upper level trim, but I don't know, y'all. I still could not see over the.
Can you see in my truck? Do you think?
I should try
Look
your
at that.
truck, but you drive a Ram, and those are also very expensive, and they get stolen a lot more.
Well,
so
they're not stealing stealing today because my battery's dead or something.
Now, wait, let me ask you this. Is it called a
Kev.
Chevy Trail Boss, or is that like a trim on like
That's
a
the trim.
Silverado?
That's the trim of a Silverado 1500.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lifted already. You know, I need a little bit of lift, baby.
Look at these. Classic Chevy and
You
Chevrolet.
put 'em
I'm
in your
looking at it right
shoes,
here for
Classic
you.
Chevy? Is that where I should start?
Well, I'm looking at one right now for you, and I don't know. Is
You
that
got a
because look,
promo
Eric,
code?
the hood of Eric's truck
Yeah.
does kind of come up
Like-
high,
Yeah.
and he has a
The
Dodge
Hemi,
Ram.
the-
So I think that's what you're talking about, right? Because that Silverado, the one I'm looking at in this picture, it does have this like
yes, but the
doohickey on the hood.
But the seat lifts itself high enough to
Kevin,
where
couldn't
I
you
can
just
see over it.
All kidding
You can adjust
aside,
it.
couldn't you get some kind of a boost?
That's funny you said that because the guy who was trying to sell it to me, he was like, "Yeah, most people just put like some kind of booster thing in there." I'm like, "I ain't putting a little cushion like my mama does."
booster seat
My
in the
grandmother
driver's
had
seat?
a
Get a hemorrhoid
cushion.
pillow.
Really
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
You got a BBL.
Donut.
You put a little cushion.
Yes, I'm not doing that. So hopefully in
You're
the
going to need
next
a ladder to get into that one.
I hope I do need a ladder to get up into it. I want a lifted truck so I could drive over the floodwaters and carry a whole piece of drywall in the back
And have to
That's
rent
important.
something.
and not have to rent a trailer or
How
something
about
like
you,
that.
Sam?
Obviously, go Texans, go Commanders. My house
yeah,
has like
they-
3 teams that we enjoy right now.
The Commanders,
My
they won last
Steelers-
night. The last second, it hit the
They literally said it was a doink.
doink,
Yeah.
doink. Like it was 6 inches to the right.
And it bounced right
It would
in.
have been an overtime.
Yeah, so that was nice because my husband's a big Commanders fan, and then we're like, well, Texans. We live in Houston. My Steelers. It was
Yeah, your Steelers.
it was rough, but yeah. So that was my Jeers, and then
At least,
Time failing.
at least you made it. Cowboys didn't make it, so
I know, but it's like you get so close. It's like really, come on, y'all.
show
Come
up.
on, y'all.
Let's go sports.
What about
Well,
the Eagles? The Eagles did well, right?
The Eagles actually won. They're going
Sam
to the
hates
next
the Eagles.
round.
She's Steelers.
I know my
Yeah.
dad was excited
I
yesterday.
know. We're in the same
So,
state, but
just in case you're not aware, Super Bowl weekend is Sunday, February 7 to 9. So the actual Super Bowl 59 happens on Sunday, February the 9th in New Orleans with Kendrick Lamar performing the halftime show. The divisional games for the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship are Sunday, January 19th. If we beat the Chiefs, I think if we beat the Chiefs, we're winning the Super Bowl. There's like
yeah.
no
That'd be
way
great.
Yeah.
that we're going to get them out of the way and then lose the
Or
rest
the
of the way.
26th.
Did I read that wrong?
The championship.
Oh, I'm sorry. The divisional
Yeah.
game is the 19th. The 26th is the championship.
That's when they.
game, right?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
championship.
3 o'clock for NFC, 6:30 for AFC, Sunday, January 26th.
And we're playing next Saturday at 3:30 again.
Yep.
That's okay.
Even with playing the Chiefs,
It's
they can't give us the night game.
at least
Nope.
you can stay awake for it.
Yeah, right.
KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All right, do you
Sam, we're good
remember-
for the positive there. I like that.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Do you remember last week I told you about that Real Page software that apartment complexes are using, how Houstonians are kind of getting screwed? They're doing price fixing, some of the landlords. Well, the U.S. Department of Justice has just accused several Houston area landlords of colluding to inflate the rent prices.
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
We're going to overthrow you, landlords. No.
the DOJ
It's like Game of Thrones.
This is no
added
collusion.
6 landlords to the case, including Greystar, Camden Property Trust, Blackstone's LiveCore, Cushman and Wakefield's Pinnacle Property Management Services, Willowbridge Property, and Cortland Management. At least 4 have properties in Houston. Expansion of the DOJ's case comes after the White House recently released an analysis of the Council of Economic Advisors showing how they use this RealPage software, and it affected the rents. Houston renters paid an average of $83 more per month or $996 more annually if the landlords used this RealPage software. So, somebody's
Pricing
got some
software
explaining
is-
to do.
Pricing software is pretty popular in the landlord realm, from what I've noticed, and they're not the only people who are using it. I mean, it's a good tool to use because that way you're not losing any money on the table.
Yeah, but the Department of Justice is saying that these landlords are colluding. They're all using it.
It's just a funny name. I keep hearing landlord.
Collusion.
Landlord.
Landlords.
The Lord
like
of the Land.
1400s or something.
The land's
Robin,
Lord.
Landmaster.
Robin Hood, the Sheriff Nottingham, and the landlords and
The
stuff.
land.
I'm a
It is
housing
weird.
provider.
You'd think we'd bring it up to
Yeah, you think it'd be
modern
something
times.
Like you can't say the master room or whatever the.
No,
Oh, yeah,
now
it's
it's
the
primary
primary.
suite.
Primary.
Because the master, it has connotations of like slave owners.
I'm sure the Lord probably did that too.
The Lord.
Lord of the
Lord of the land.
Yeah.
Remember the dragon guy that Sam had talked to on Roses? He wanted to be called my
Should have
Lord.
asked him.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Hello,
right.
my Lord.
Oh, do you own a lot
Give
of
us
land?
I love
a
dragons.
dragon roar, Sam.
Yeah, we haven't had
Give
one in a long
me on
time.
the spot. Hold
Come
on.
on, you can do it.
Just to think about it.
Don't look at me.
Okay, throw a look.
Dragons and- That sounds ridiculous.
720 Rose's update.
That's a dragon with a cop.
We don't
Needs
know
a
what
cop
dragons
top.
actually sounded like because they
don't
didn't
exist.
Yes, they did.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to go around the table. There is, a lot of people who love their pets. I know that you go to extreme monetary lengths for
Sure
them,
do.
but I don't know how many would go for a pet psychiatrist fee every month. For
Oh
their
my
pets.
God!
Oh,
If you-
Misty probably does need that.
You have too
Pet
much money.
Psychiatrist.
If you do that, you got too much money.
Yeah.
Yes,
How much
I
does that
agree.
cost? I'll look it up during commercial.
Why do you need to invest in this in your life? It's one of the stories we'll cover on the Roula and Ryan Show.